Welcome to this Audio Berry video on how to fabricate our revolutionary flat pack chassis. In a typical Audio Berry kit for the Zula, you will receive the following components: the back panel for the media port, the speaker cable channel, the main chassis, and finally the lid. In order to fold up the chassis, you will require a few simple blocks of wood or similar dense material in a variety of sizes to assist with bending the metal whilst protecting it in the process. Examples of these are shown here. One block needs to be just under the length of the front panel between the tabs as shown. Another block needs to be the width of the cable channel or less. It is important in all bends that they're in the right direction. This can be determined by the protective film which covers the finished outside surface of the material. The first parts to bend are the 4 tabs in the corner of the main chassis as shown here. This is done by placing a block on both sides of the tab and clamping in a vise or workmate. When clamped up, the blocks should be either side of the bottom of the row of slots as shown by the arrow. The bend is then achieved by applying pressure on the metal just above where it is clamped. This should be repeated as required for the 4 tabs. Next up, the front should be bent using a long block on the front that just fits between the 2 tabs as shown, with the bottom of the slots lined up with the top of the blocks. Again, the pressure should be applied directly above the clamp along the whole of the bend as shown in the video with the right hand. The back of the main chassis is then bent in the same way. You will notice when bending that all the 90-degree bends will require slightly over bending as the metal will spring back a little after folding. The next part to bend is the lid. Here, a block is required that is approximately the length of the bend without the tabs, as can be seen when clamped up in the video. Again, line up the top of the front block with the bottom of the slots as shown by the arrows. In this case, the plywood shown at the back is slightly lower, so the tabs on the left and right do not get caught during the bending. Pressure should again be applied evenly along the back of the bend, not at the end of the piece of metal, as this will distort the panel. Take care to check that you are folding in the correct direction with the knowledge that the finished surface of the material is under the protective film. This process can then be repeated for the 4 bends required on the lid. The final 2 bends are required in the speaker channel using the slim block shown at the beginning of this clip. Clamp positioning should be the same as for the previous bends. Once the bending is completed, you should have a set of parts as shown. All that remains is to peel off the protective film to reveal the finished surface of the metal. The parts can now either be left in their original finish, cleaned and painted, or covered to suit your taste. We look forward to seeing some of the finishes that you come up with.